Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel once again, and some more Destiny 2 news update. So Bungie's latest This Week at Bungie was delayed for one day, which they were supposed to be doing on Thursdays, but they decided to delay it for one day just to pick up some big news regarding the beta. By the way, they will be. By the way, this is the first weekly update for the month of June. By the way, and since we're in June, we're now officially 3 months away, or well under 100 days left until Destiny 2 officially hits. So, here's what Bungie said during the weekly update for this week. So, this week at Bungie, we're California dreaming. Or, in other words, they're going to be heading to the LA Convention Center, which I'll explain shortly. But, yeah, more than likely, they're going to be attending the Sony briefing, which would be on June 12th. Pretty sure they're not going to be at Microsoft because, again, Sony and Bungie / Activision have a better content relationship, like I just said like a million times already. So here's what they said. We're California dreaming, and in a couple of weeks, we'll be at E3. We lost track of how many times we've sent Bungie away teams to brave the crowd at the Los Angeles, LA Convention Center. Now, this year will mark the 5th time we've entered the fray with some Destiny stories to tell, and it's a journey that's been hard to believe but very easy to remember. So remember back in 2013 when they had a little bit of a teaser about Destiny, and then made their official debut in 2014, when they've officially signed that 10-year Destiny contract, which started at 2014, and I think it's going to run up until, I believe it's either 2023 or 2024. Because remember, they're going to be making 4 Destiny games with a bunch of expansions on the way. So with Destiny 2 coming up here, this would be the second of 4 games coming our way. Now here's what else he said there. If you sample the internet during the Destiny 2 gameplay premiere, which you can definitely still see it on Twitch there, or on YouTube as well, or just by clicking on Bungie's channel on twitch.tv, you can watch it over and over and over again until you get sick and tired of it. You saw Vanguards from our community fire their first shots in the Crucible or on a strike, and if you have a badge to deck the halls in LA, it's your turn to fight. Apparently it feels like Christmas in June. Or Christmas in July if you're in Australia, but there you go. So here's what you can look for once the games begin. And remember, this is all about the closed beta. Now we know it's not going to be in June. It's most likely going to be either from July 7th to 17th or the 17th to the 27th, which I'll explain the beta information back from Destiny 1 later. So here's what we're going to be expecting. So first of all, you're going to be doing the very first mission in Destiny 2, which is called Homecoming. And here's what it reads here. First mission in Destiny 2 starts with an attack on our home, and the brand new faction, which is called the Red Legion of the Cabal Empire, arrives on our doorstep with their sights set on the Traveler. What we need to do is fight back, show them what we're made of, and become that guardian that Commander Zavala never shuts up about. It just feels like Cade 6 almost. So that's the first mission that you're going to be doing. I'm pretty sure it'll be the same thing either in the open beta or at launch. Your brand new PvP mode, in which you'll be encountering in the closed beta, called Countdown. So it's just about the same as Search and Destroy in Call of Duty. But here's what it says right here. You enter the Crucible to experience the first ever attack and defend mode in Destiny. What you need to do is work with your teammates to destroy one of 2 opposing targets, or defend them if you're on the other side. So again, basically, for example, if you're attacking, you need to set up a charge on just one of the 2 targets, destroy it, you win the round. As for defense, all you have to do is either kill the whole team or defend. Same for attacking as well. If you kill the whole team, you win. And for defense, if you kill the whole team while the charge is still set, you have to defuse it in time. If not, then the attacking team wins. So that's why. Choose your attack carefully because you only get 1 life and limited revives for each round. And this brand new strike here they're going to be playing too, called the Inverted Spire. What you need to do is you'll need to take a group of 2 other Guardians with you in a 3-person fire team to enjoy some teamwork and safety in numbers. Now your objective here is to travel to Nessus, a planetoid that has become an alien machine world. You'll descend through a Cabal Guerrilla site to infiltrate a Vex stronghold and take down a 3-phase strike boss. So we know that the 3-phase strike boss will be a Minotaur. So that should be a very good strike boss there. And I know I'm rubbing it in here, but I definitely think this strike is a lot longer than the Crota 6 ran strike. Okay. Getting a little carried away here. We'll tell you where you can find these attractions when the show starts. And when the doors swing wide to admit lanyard-clad warriors, they'll know where to run to be first. And you may be thinking, I've already seen that stuff at the premiere. But what you haven't seen yet is the brand new Arcstrider Hunter in player-driven action. That new subclass will be added to the mix, and more people playing Mega Garden means more first impressions and more chances for you to think about the first Guardian you'll create in Destiny 2. So we don't know much about the subclass yet, or the skill trees or abilities yet, but you know for a fact that the Arcstrider Hunter, which is the brand new subclass here, the Arcstrider carries the brand new Arc Staff, has like good evasive maneuvers there as well. It moves pretty well just like the Blade Dancer, but it was so cool during that, I believe it was the guided game / clans trailer there. That was very, very good. So that's basically the information we'll get in the closed beta there. And before we get to the Age of Triumph news here, I'm going to give you a little information about both the beta and the raid information. So start with the beta. In case you haven't noticed, the very first alpha, remember they call this, I believe it was a Destiny Alpha. It was all the way back in June. I'm not sure if players at the premiere or if it's players on console that got their very first impressions and gameplay of Destiny. So I know there was an article on the website there. They had a Destiny Alpha back in June, and then premiered with their closed beta in July, which I'm pretty sure ran from the 17th all the way to the 27th of 2014, and then followed it up with an open beta. Not quite sure what day it was, but I know for a fact it was in August. And then the very first Destiny game launched on September 9th, 2014, with the very first raid, which I'm pretty sure it's everybody's favorite still, which is called Vault of Glass. It was released 1 week later on September 16th of 2014. And then 3 months later, we had our very first DLC expansion called The Dark Below, which launched another raid, which is the Crotus End Raid, which was back in December. And then once our next major expansion came, which was back in 2015, which was called The Taken King. Now, I believe, if my memory serves me right, I know there was 3 pre-launch streams for that, and then the launch, which I believe it was September 22nd, I think. And then the raid was launched 3 days later on September 25th, called King's Fall. So I still like that raid. I think it was pretty good there. And then 1 year later, in 2016, they launched the final expansion for Destiny 1, which was Rise of Iron, which was launched in September 20th of 2016. And then 3 days later, brand new raid, which was called Wrath of the Machine, launched on the 23rd of September. So that could be the same thing in Destiny 2. So, for example, PS4 and Xbox One would get the game September 8th, which we know that by now. There's a possibility that the brand new Cabal raid could be released September 15th for Xbox One and PS4, but that's not confirmed yet, because we don't know how long the PC delay will be. I'm hoping it's no more than a week, because I know PC players are just dying to play the game on, well, by now. So the brand new raid could be out either on the 15th or 22nd of September, or maybe a couple of days early. I have no clue. We'll have to find out more information about this brand new raid and the release date coming up this summer. Plus, the beta release date for Destiny 2. Again, we're bound to get the release date at the E3 briefing, June 12th. Okay, and then we'll get to the Age of Triumph news here. So, of course, there's a little bit of feedback here ever since the Age of Triumph began. We've hosted the enlightening conversation about how Destiny might evolve next. And of course, the chatter unfolds on the feedback forum there by using the hashtag feedback. I believe that was on social media, on websites you moderate, and even mentions of Bungie, which you can follow them on Twitter for sure. And for several years now, the dialogue has helped us to know the minds of the Guardians. So Age of Triumph was touted as the last update to Destiny, and in the constant watch over the community, we've heard many of you asking if the current sandbox will get another design pass, but the sole focus at this time will be Destiny 2. So, sandbox getting another design pass, I'm not too sure about that. But again, more info to follow later this summer, up to the launch of Destiny 2. But right now, all hands at Bungie are committed to making Destiny 2 the sequel that this community definitely deserves. So, obviously, we have a beta this summer, we know that by now, that will demand your bug reports. Those are the two words I really don't like. Bug reports. Uh-oh. And this fall, we'll begin an entirely new cycle of updates for a brand new game that we think will be the best answer to the feedback you've given us since the original launch of Destiny. And our hope is that you'll sense what all your feedback has meant to us when you get your chance to play Destiny 2, wherever or whenever that happens. And as always, we thank you for playing and for giving the feedback that helps us to make better games. So obviously this fall there's going to be like a bunch of updates on the way, which would hopefully improve Destiny 2 and beyond. And I did mention the one raid. There's a possibility of a second raid, maybe. Because like I said, back in Destiny 1, we already mentioned about the game, and the second raid, which came out in December 2014. I don't know if it's going to be the exact same thing. Like, we could see a second raid in the Osiris expansion in the wintertime, or in the Rasputin expansion in spring 2018, or not at all. Well, we hope for the best. But other than that, I think that's all the information we need to know about for now. Surely I will keep you up to date on some more Destiny 2 news, and I'll be watching 4 of the 7 conferences. The best Nintendo and PC Gaming Show, like I said. Not a fan of those 3. But I will be watching EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft, and the main event, Sony. I'll be seeing those 4 conferences for sure. Those 4 conferences for sure, right there. If ever I get my tongue fixed on talking. Anyway, that's going to do it for now, folks. And again, if you have more information on Destiny 2 and other gameplay content, definitely hit that subscribe button there if you want to stay up to date on more gameplay content as well, because I usually work my very, very hardest to give you the information needed. If you are indeed a subscriber and want to stay up to date on the latest gameplay content, definitely hit that bell in the notifications column just to stay up to date. Leave a like in the comment in the video section too. That would be greatly appreciated and helpful to the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time as we continue on our road to Destiny 2, which I said before, it's less than 100 days away. And before I go, the Age of Triumph record book now expires in just under 2 months. It ends August 1st. So if you want to try and get all the emblems done, your t-shirt, everything, you have 2 months to get it done. Then after that, it is expired. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.